hope you're doing well. Blessed Julie here and welcome to my channel. This reading is going to be focusing on the advice that the spiritual team, that the tarot has when it comes to your particular situation. Let's go ahead and find out what it is. Two options for today's reading. This is option number 1 over here with an amethyst. Option number 2 with the fluorite crystal. See which one you're most drawn to. Don't overthink it. Yeah. Think about your situation. Think which crystal is most likely to give you the answer. And let's go ahead and get started with option number 1. Option number 1, hi and welcome to your reading. Focus your attention on this beautiful crystal. Think about your situation. And I'm going to pull out a couple of cards. They're going to tell us a little bit more about your situation from the perspective of the universe, or your higher self maybe. And then we'll take a look at the advice that the cards have for you. Inability to move on. There's an energy of yes, no, maybe, kind of being stuck in the air, choosing, maybe having tried a few things but not finding something that is really yours over here. Oh, look at this, you're going through a transformation. You're going through a transformation, and like the energy of being pulled in different directions, they're telling me. Being pulled in different directions. What is the transformation about? Oh, for a lot of you, it's learning to balance your energies. Learning to balance your energies, your fiery energy, your water, your emotions, your thoughts. It seems like there was this mix that just wasn't working for you. There was too much, for some of you, there was too much emotions and not enough fire, yeah? For some of you, you were living in a place of your head rather than your heart. And a lot of you suppressed your gifts, you suppressed your abilities, and you suppressed your spirituality. For some of you, you literally went too much into darkness. I think you embraced your shadow aspects, and then you kind of wanted to stay just with your shadow aspects. Yeah? And they were so alluring to you that you kind of decided to stay with them. So shadow work that might have gone a little bit wrong over here is indicated. But now you're going through this transformation, and your spiritual team is literally bringing you into the space of creating a balance, where all of the elements within you are balanced. Your sexuality is very beautifully balanced with your emotions. Your emotions are very beautifully balanced with your thought processes. Your thought processes are very much balanced with your practical expression in life over here. Like, this is what you're going towards, yeah? And this is why this transformation is taking place. So for now, it's still very much all over the place. And they're saying from a place of going through a transformation, you're trying to make decisions. And it feels like, of course, you won't know where to go because you're being pulled in different directions. You want to start something new. You want something to be reborn. You want something to be fresh. But they're saying give it time, like you're rushing things too much. With the Temperance, it's very much about patience. And they're saying that now you might be trying to run away from this transformation by trying to change your location, by trying to find some clarity and so on and so forth. They're saying let it be. Let it be. Let this transformation take place. Things are going to be much clearer once you allow this to take place. So it's something that you've done wrong. It's no karma, it's no punishment. You guys are just going through a transformation. You guys are going through a rebirth. And that rebirth is rather traumatic, to say the least. Okay? So the situation that you're currently in, it's part of all of this. part of you finding that right balance within you. A lot of you, you're not embracing the power that your sensuality has. A lot of you, you have the switchy vibes where you do have the power to work with energies. You do have the ability to connect, with powers, with energies that might not be seen, might not be touched. You know what I'm saying. But you're either afraid of them or you still don't know how to handle them. An interesting situation, like looking like your spiritual team and your higher self, because they have a different perspective, they're literally saying that stop resisting the energy. Stop resisting the energy that's coming in. The emotions and so on and so forth. These are very powerful cards. You might be in between places right now, in between cities, in between countries, even in between jobs. There's a very strong energy of in between, where you know it's time to move, but you're like, where the hell do I go? I don't know. But you're like, it's like trying to, like, you know, you're in a universal washing machine and you're trying to get out mid-cycle. And they're like, well, that's not good, is it? let us finish washing all of the stuff off that you no longer need. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the advice that they have for you when it comes to your situation. Yeah, look at this. Allow the healing to take place. Allow the healing to take place. Option number one, especially for you, it does come through very strongly that you guys should be working with candles, should be working with fire as an element, because for a lot of you guys could be Scorpios. Quite a few of you could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Yeah? Because there's lots of fire within you. They're saying you need to heal fire with fire. Interesting. Awaken that fire, awaken that energy, awaken that drive, that lust for life. That's what's coming through. Dedicate time to healing right now. This is something that's essential. Healing of the heart, healing of your sensuality and sexuality, and healing of any financial blocks. They're all interconnected, they're all intertwined like this. And they're saying there's a shadow aspect that sometimes people that do a lot of healing, they go into wanting to force things to happen, force healing to happen. And here your spiritual team, they're like, you need to sit back, you need to lean back, you need to relax and allow healing to take place. If you cut your finger, you're not going to tell your finger, all right, you gotta heal by 6 p.m. tomorrow. No, you allow your body to take care of it. The same thing with your mind, with your soul. For new neural pathways to be formed, time needs to pass. For new patterns to be formed, time needs to pass. Stop giving yourself shit. Stop being harsh on yourself. Allow yourself to heal. Compassion is needed over here. Compassion is needed. You're going into softer energies. You made a conscious decision, a lot of you made a conscious decision not to go against the stream anymore. You've been through a lot of things lately that made a lot of things apparent to you, especially with this transformation. And you needed that because you guys, option number one, you're incredibly stubborn. Incredibly stubborn. And it's sometimes it takes a lot to make you see something. So like it's almost like drastic action had to be taken over here for you to see that there are parts of you that need to be awakened and balanced. Because for some of you, you went too much into spirituality. For some of you, you went too much into your work. For some of you, you went too much into just relationships. Like there's just this energy of too much into something and not enough into something. And here they're trying to balance you, to bring you into your Empress or into your Emperor energy. And it involves healing. And even healing, you're trying to control. Option number 1. Even healing, you're trying to control. Okay, let's see what else they want to let you know. For some of you, it's fear of commitment. It's very interesting. A lot of you have been asking for a partner. And your spiritual team, they're like, okay, babe, we're going to bring a nice partner in for you. And you're like, all right, darlings, I'm waiting. And they're like, yeah, but for you to bring in the partner that you really want to be with, we got to make some changes over here, right? And you're like, no. And they're like, yes. And you're like, no, I want a partner that will accept me the way that I am. And they're like, okay, fair enough. But you won't accept a partner. Because the partner that you guys were attracting, they weren't healthy. So this healing is taking place for you to bring in the commitment that you want. That you truly want. Not the unhealthy pattern that you might be following for a very long time, but the partner that where you're actually going to be tying the knot with this partner. Healing fear of commitment, healing attracting people. Attracting people that are actually good without questioning it. Look at this, it's so great. Like all they want to bring in is happiness. There's universal, I want to say universal mommy and daddy out there looking out for you. You have a lot more energy, it's weird, but you have a lot more energy of love and compassion coming from the other side rather than from this world. Option number 1. You have more friends on the other side than here, but they're saying it's time for this to change. Because at the end of the day, you're a human being and you need to experience love, compassion, friendship, union in this life. And look at this, healing of happiness and commitment. This is what they really want to bring into your life. So that you find your partner or you fix the relationship with the partner that you might have. But to be honest with you, with the death card, I wouldn't count on it. Usually it's the end of something. So you feel your happiness. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the advice. Fear, look at this. Unclear fear. Push through the shadows. Push through the shadows. Do you see what they're saying? Don't stay in your shadow aspects. You remind yourself that you went there to see them, to get to know them, to heal them, and to incorporate them into yourself. But it's very much like you're being attached to a certain part of you. Like you've allowed yourself to feel certain things and you felt a certain freedom in it. This is very deep, guys. And for those of you who need to hear it, you will hear it. You found freedom. This newfound freedom, it feels good. But you're staying too long with those shadow aspects. Remember why you started this in the first place. It's like darkness has become your friend. You were afraid of the dark before, and now you went there and you saw that darkness is a friend. You conquered certain fears, but now it's almost like you don't want to come back out. That happens too. Because this is the thing, you fell in love with your darkness. I see. For a lot of you in that darkness, you found, it almost feels like you found the safety you were always looking for. Those who need to understand it will understand it. But your soulmate is waiting. Your soulmate is waiting. They're like, baby, come back out into the real world. Come back out. This connection involves a close friend, romantic partner, or tribe. Look at this. They're saying you need to come out into the world of imagination, a world of planning, into the real world. By balancing all parts of you. There are parts of you that you're very good at. Yeah? You found something that you're really good at. Whether it's work or spirituality or channeling. For some of you it's even tarot, and you're sticking with it. You're sticking with it. But other parts of you, such as your sensuality, such as becoming emotionally available, they need work, they need healing. Because only when you are balanced can you have this happiness. Okay, option number 1. And this is where I'm going to end your reading. It was an interesting one, wasn't it? It was very unlike what usually comes through. And I'm glad to see that it's like your relationship with yourself is deepening. You're going into different aspects of yourself. And now they're like, we're proud of you, but come back out, because your soulmate is literally like waiting. They're like, I miss you, I want to be with you. Come on now. Guys, they're gonna love you so much. Like, just to mention this, they're gonna love you very much. Like, there's big love waiting for you. For some of you, it's reunion with somebody. For some of you, it's coming back to life. Yeah, very much like coming back to life with this person. Sensually, sexually, emotionally, physically. You're still gonna be good at what you're good at. You're still gonna do it, but now it's going to be more balanced. Okay, right, alright, option number 1. This is it. Now this is it, I'm sure. Anyways, claim the magic of this reading down in the comments below. Personal readings are available. Do send me an email. If you do want one, the email's in the description box below. And so there's a link to my Patreon page with more exclusive content, additional discounts, and much more. So make sure to check it out. Alright, my darlings, take care now. Bye. Lovely option number 2. Hi, welcome to your reading, guys. Focus your attention on this lovely crystal over here. Think about your situation, and let's go ahead and get started. So first I want to pull out a couple of cards to take a look at your current situation from the perspective of your higher self, from the perspective of the universe. See maybe how you ended up there. And then we'll take a look at the advice and guidance for you and why it's happening. Okay. Lovely option number 2. Let's see what's up with you. Okay, you feel like you've taken on way too much. The burden over here, it's making your back ache. Some of you might literally have a backache at this particular time. You're like, yes, bless Lily, I can't take this any longer. For some of you, it's It's the energy that I have people over here that took on way too much of things that are not yours. Not yours to carry, emotion, tasks. You could be somebody who wants to help everybody and everybody. You could be somebody who feels your value through helping other people. You get that dopamine hit when somebody makes you feel needed, right? And it's this energy of belonging, this energy of proving your worth. It almost feels like you're the sort of person who feels guilty when you're not doing anything, doesn't it? You're the sort of person who wants to keep on working, who wants to keep on being productive, who wants to contribute to, I don't know, some sort of environmental project over here. You also don't want to let some people down, but you've taken on too much. Because you are somebody who was called strong, somebody who was told to suck it up and don't be a sissy, somebody who was told that you can do it all, you got this, and all of the other stuff people tell us when they want us to do things or they don't want to emotionally support us, and so on and so forth. And you did become strong because you didn't have a choice. And now you have become a victim of this persona, of this strong persona that you have created. And now you're like, I'm tired of this shit, I'm tired of carrying all of this. And now your eyes are opening up and you're like, okay, so now I don't want to do this, but how the hell do I change my life now? How do I change my personality? There's so many how do I and what ifs that are going through your head at this particular moment. And still, like, the things keep coming in. People keep having issues and crises. What's the plural of crisis? You know what I'm saying. And your persona that you're so very attached to, you can't help but want to help. Does that sound like you? Option number 2. If it doesn't, check out option number 1. Because here I have people who are actually leaders. You have a lot of baggage. You have a lot of wisdom. You're somebody actually who people look up to. You could be somebody who leads people. Somebody who does have a special connection with the divine, and a lot of people exploit it. There's a lot of wisdom to you with the Hierophant. People play on your desire to follow certain traditions. Some of you are literally teachers. Could be reading for teachers over here. And now you feel like you're in a place where you don't get enough. You don't get enough. Because they're showing me that you're in the energy of the beggar. Of feeling like you have to ask. Of feeling undervalued, underappreciated over here by people. And especially at work. If we're talking about work, there's no reason to celebrate. You feel like your life has just become this energy of like constantly solving issues, burdens, helping people, solving other issues, and you yourself having to almost beg for either money or some sort of support, because once again you created a persona where people just decided that you don't need it, that you're that strong, that you're that self-sufficient, that you can withstand it all. Which of course is not true, because here the cards are clearly showing that you do need support, that you're tired of carrying other people's issues along with your own, along with other people's expectations. There's a part of you that's screaming, let me explore, let me make mistakes, let me go on a visual quest, let me go and explore and have fun, let me go and have like flirt. There's an energy of you that just wants this adventure. But you, like, your horse has left because you're carrying all of those sticks on your back. Like you even said no to the horse that wanted to help. And now it feels very much like you're looking for the horse and the adventure and the celebration and the money, but you don't know how to get out of this energy. You're literally like, I'm fed up of this. I'm so fed up of this. I just want to walk away. It's almost like you were pushing forwards, and to achieve what? To do what? Now, like literally you want to walk away, but you're like, how do I walk away from all of this? Because you're very strong manifestors, guys. And you were manifesting things that maybe weren't even for you. You're that powerful with the Magician, yeah? Some of you might have manifested moving to a different place, and you moved to a different place and you're like, well, what the hell? I'm not really happy here either. And now you've come to realization. You might have been running away from this for a very long time. Running away from this realization. And now the situation that you find yourselves in, it finally brings you to a realization that it's time to leave something behind. And it's a very difficult energy, because it feels like you're leaving your roots behind. It feels like you're leaving something that you've been stuck with for a very long time behind. A persona behind. Something that you identified yourself with, or somebody who you identified yourself with. You no longer want that. You want to leave it behind. Because this persona was attracting all sorts of people and situations to help you keep up with this tough personality, where in reality you didn't want it anymore. You thought it was some sort of lesson, a burden to carry. You took on other people's lives as your responsibility. Other people's happiness as your responsibility. Other people's feeling of fulfillment as your responsibility. Where all you really want is to be free, is to travel, is to explore, is to have good sex, is to celebrate, is to earn money and feel free and light again. But they're saying there is a silver lining to this, yeah? That you did develop a lot of skills that will be useful in your life. This is in a sense that, let me say this is very important, so listen up. Once you drop all of those 10 wounds and you leave one that's truly yours, and you use it for manifestation of the stuff that you want for you, trust me, here you're gonna be creating miracles. You're gonna freak yourself out how powerful you've become if you redirect this energy towards yourself. So there is a very good silver lining to this, that you're now going to be able to manifest your desires. But first you need to understand them. That's the tricky part. What's the advice over here for your situation? Get closure. It's time to get closure. It's time to come back to your true energy. Guys, you're a badass. But you can be a badass from a place of not feeling like you have to constantly struggle and fight with the world. Yeah? Give yourself the credit that you do. And get this closure finally. Yeah? Walk away. It's interesting, look at this, how both of these cards, you're walking out of the forest. And forest has, and you have the forest over here, you have all of those wands over here. Forest talks about our roots. And it looks like it's time for you to let go of a place or situation where you felt you've put down your roots. For a lot of you, it's ancestral patterns. And it's very important over here to understand that by releasing these patterns, you are not losing a connection with your identity. You're not losing connection with your ancestors. On the contrary, you're creating a more authentic connection. You're no longer clinging on to these trees, or you're no longer trying to, you're planting your own. Each forest has trees that stand by themselves. And they're saying it's time for you to plant your tree, because you've been carrying everybody else's trees, everybody else's ideas. And here it's time to get closure. And once you put down your tree, you set down your roots, you are in fact reconnecting with the authentic power of your ancestors. And if you have issue with the type of place that you live in, that you're like thinking it has to be a particular place, they're saying no. The energy of your ancestral lineage, it flows through the earth. So wherever you might find yourself, you can still have this connection if you are authentic to your desires. And that's the key over here. And again, we have the forest and we have the commitment. You guys, for you, there's a strong message that because of these 10 of Wands, you had incredible issues with boundaries, which was preventing you from creating healthy relationships over here. Some of you might be lacking intimacy in your life. You might be lacking people who you can truly feel connected with. You might be lacking the desire to truly commit, because you feel like you get lost in people. You start serving people, and it happens to a lot of people when they become like they dissolve as a personality when they go into a relationship. It's hard for them to say no, because when they love with all of their heart, and a lot of people take advantage of that. And here they're saying that here, this whole situation is needed for you to create very healthy boundaries. So that, again, very much like option number 2, you can find your person to tie the knot here. Yeah? So they're saying work on your boundaries. And there's something about needing to work with earth. Option number 1, it was about fire. Option number 2, with you guys, it's about earth. So a lot of you could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You don't have to be. But here, it's very much working with earth. Working with earth, working with stones, working with woods, and working, preferably, if you have an opportunity, in the forest. In the forest. If you can go to a forest, if you can go to a jungle, and have a nice chat with your ancestors and envision creating this closure for you. Have a little meditation under a tree. Imagine yourself as being this unique tree. And for those of you whom it's going to resonate, there's a little ritual. Find 10 little sticks Maybe find 10 big sticks, whatever. Find 10 sticks. Carry them with you for some time. And then one by one, leave them in the forest, put them down, and imagine that you are unburdening yourself. Work with this energy of magic. See how it makes you feel, but really do it. Take your time. Don't skip it. Take your time. Advice in your situation. Allow time to do its thing. You are not late, you are not running out of time. Things are happening as they should. Give yourself time. If something keeps repeating itself over and over again, they're saying we need to come back to different situations, to same situations, and take a look at them from a different perspective, over and over and over again. But each time you go even deeper into a situation. And again, look at this, they're giving me forest and they're giving me jungle, guys. Seriously, go, like when you can, go there. There's something about forest, jungle, greenery being a place of power for you. For some of you, it's a very specific place. You will know if I'm talking about you, but they're saying new territory, explore, discover. They're saying there's a different forest for you. There's a different forest for you, the different forest waiting for you. Don't be afraid to explore. Yes, okay. Thanks for the confirmation. Yes. Alright, one more card as advice. By the way, they're telling me that soon you will get a yes on something. Something you've been waiting for a very long time. Once you get closure, they're saying yes. Like the universe gives you something. Once you get your closure, guys, the universe gives you something. They're showing me, for some of you, like they're showing me literally plane tickets. For some of you, it's like a stamp, visa, approval, something like this. There's the energy of yes. And if you've been planning to marry somebody and to ask, she's gonna say yes. Alright, one last card. Be able to discern moment-to-moment gratification from true fulfillment. I think this feels very random, but they are saying that eating healthier right now, eating organic and eating stuff that is very grounding, that comes from earth, will also help you. Will also help you, because even if you have like backache or things like this, there's also an indication where getting certain weight off of you emotionally will also help you get rid of anything that you might be retaining in your body, whether it's fat, whether it's fluid, whether it's whatever. Yeah, because you won't need that, you won't need it anymore. Okay. Option number 2, that's what I have for you. I'm gonna end it with a donut. I hope you enjoyed this reading and it resonated. Claim the magic of this reading down in the comments below. If you guys are up for a personal read, do send me an email. The email is in the description box below, so it's the link to my Patreon page. Like the video, share, subscribe, it helps the channel grow. I would be very grateful if you guys did that. And yeah, take care of your beautiful selves. Bye now.